I'm stepping out this evening. I and our lady crew. That's how we do. I wanna turn up this evening. I don't know, it's something about my mood. Hopped into the shower till I'm soaking, so rinse it off, dry my body, now the lotion's on, doused in oil. I'm smelling good. Slip my hot pants over panties, cause my beats are on. Printed brow with my shimmy, and I'm accessorized to the bone. Cooling on my suit, one stop till we cruise. I need a new pair of shoes. And them shits got to be blue. I need a new pair of shoes. And them shits got to be blue. We pull up and drive, put the car in park, and to my surprise, there he stood. All fine and all kinda tall. I need a new pair of shoes, daddy. And please add an extra two. She needs some too. Boom. Step up in the spot and we begin to shop. No remorse of the charge. He's got that black card.
Hello, all of my lovely kings and queens. Y'all know who it is. Yes, it's your sister queen, Summer, a.k.a. the ballerina, a.k.a. Sin, a.k.a. Queen B. I come on a humble today. So this is definitely going to be the ballerina show. Topic today is, how do we forgive? The art of forgiveness. What does it truly mean? What are the steps? How do we get past certain situations in forgiveness? Because everything has a different level. Everything has different steps, I believe, in order to forgive. You know, whether it be relationship forgiveness, past hurt forgiveness, injustice forgiveness, which we already know I got a problem with that, right? But, of course, I have to introduce my lovely co-host for the evening. Of course, the one and the only, Mr. Jeff.
Hello, what's up? Like you weren't arguing.
It doesn't matter. It's all love. Y'all know he has his show right before mine. And, of course, we always go at it. But it's all love at the end of the day.
Like a mug.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Who loves you? Nobody like me.
Yeah, well, like you told me, I don't know. That remains to be seen. And, of course, sitting next to him is my brother from another mother who sometimes tells the truth.
What's good, young lady? What's good?
Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. You know, I've noticed this has come across my feed a lot on Facebook. And people were talking about, you know, forgiveness. How do you forgive? I have a problem with forgiveness. And I'm just like, you know what? That's a good topic to talk about on the show, because I had the same issue before. Now, my mama, everybody knows, the late and still great Patricia Hooker was the poster mom for forgiveness. I mean, that woman could forgive anybody. And I used to my skin used to cringe when she used to sit up there and talk about, oh, no, you got to forgive. She called me Nana. That was my nickname. She'd be like, got to forgive, Nana. Yeah, that's before, you know, the ill Nana actually came out. So it don't mean that, people. Before y'all like, Nana. No. I guess she used to say, you got to forgive people. You know, Nana, it's not about that. It's not about them. It's about you. And I used to look at my mother like she had about 50,000 heads. Not even 5 heads. 50,000 heads. Like, lady, you got it messed up. Somebody hurt me. I'm hurting them. Period, point blank. The end of story. There was no talking to me about it. But it's funny because after she passed, I feel like, her spirit kind of like left and then jumped into me because now all of a sudden I'm this same type of like forgiving spirit. But I embrace it now and I love it. So I was also talking with a king of mine today, Mr. Ishmael Cato, and he was giving me like some certain questions. He's just like, well, how do you forgive in this situation? Or how do you forgive in that situation? I was just like, okay, yeah, that's true. So one of the interesting questions, he said, how do you forgive yourself for some of the crazy stuff that you put yourself through?
That was a great one right there.
Yeah.
That's definitely a great one.
Yeah. Whether for women, it could be like, okay, forgiving yourself for being that promiscuous, girl from high school up until adulthood. For men, it could be, how do you forgive yourself from being that womanizer that you was back in the day to being, this good guy, quote unquote, now? Like, how do you forgive yourself for some of the stuff you put your own damn self in?
That shit, though.
I was peering at a certain person when I said
Taking
that.
subliminal shots at me and shit
Like this.
I would have to say, from my opinion, if someone is in a situation that way, first I would say is you have to be honest with yourself.
Yes.
Not one of those, you want to admit to partial or a quarter or a third. You have to be blunt, honest with yourself. And we talked about yesterday on the OML panel how some people can convince themselves that their lie is actually the truth.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the worst type of lie, isn't it?
I mean, it's bad when you can actually lie to yourself that good till you actually believe
Yeah.
it. That's that. But I would say you would have to be 100% honest. And whatever fault or flaw that you have to be open and honest with yourself about it. And the reason why I say that is I always tell people, I don't care, you got one leg wooden with a kickstand or whatever the situation is may be, there's someone out there that loves that
True
wooden leg
indeed.
with a kickstand.
True indeed.
So until you're 100% honest with yourself, you can't be forgiven. There's no way in the world you can forgive yourself.
True.
I don't care if you have to sit there and face the mirror, record yourself, whatever you need to do, be blunt, be honest with yourself, don't pull any punches, and go back and look at it. I said record it there. Go back and look at it, and you'll be amazed the shit you allowed yourself to do over the course of your life.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my tips on forgiveness. What we like to call the Alchemy of Introspection. Very good one that Ishmael put together. The Alchemy of Introspection. Being able to break yourself down to the smallest of molecules. Looking at yourself being like, okay, what did I do to cause myself to be in this mess? I always tell people you have to take responsibility for like your 50% in your mess. No matter what it is. Jeff, what about you? What do you think? What's your step? Have you done some stuff where you was like, what the hell was I thinking? Why?
All right.
How?
To me,
I don't piss on somebody's floor and shit. But
Yeah, nigga, that was the toilet seat. Nigga, that was I left that shit and go.
Can't.
Hey, you know what? I look at it different. I don't feel it's you need to forgive when it comes to yourself. When I think of forgiving, I think of being wronged. Mm-hmm. I don't personally think you can wrong yourself. This is my This is my opinion. This is my opinion because you ain't getting a face. Like, cut that nigga Michael. Fucking out my show.
We discussed this before the show.
Fucking out my show, nigga. I said forgive. And again, to me, it's experiences. Have we done things that we may dwell upon and say why we've done that? Yeah, well then you have to break down into your theory. Okay, why did I do that? Okay, I pissed on that girl's toe because I was ass drunk and I used to like getting ass drunk. I fucked all these girls because I was ass horny and I like to get my dick wet. You know, whatever it is you want to forgive yourself for. You know, but to me, I don't think I don't wrong myself. To me, they're learning experiences. Mm-hmm. I'll never be this Jeff that we know now if I didn't do that right thing and that wrong thing. Had I done just right, you would never see me.
Well, if there is a right, there has to be a wrong, and so
you're right. But you need both to make a whole.
Absolutely, but if you're saying that there is a wrong, then that means then you wronged yourself. You just said that you don't think you can wrong yourself. Then
right.
There was no.
To me,
you just was right the whole time.
To me, everything you've done in your path whether you take it as good or bad, whether you,
Right.
I mean, you as individually take it as
relative,
good or
yeah.
bad, it's going to be done.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to be forgiving about. You were going to get this. You were going to get that. I was going to meet that bad experience and have that bad relationship. So I don't feel I should be forgiving myself or wondering why I did it. I just take it as a learning experience and move on. That's how I view it. I'm not saying
but you don't think that is a type of forgiveness?
No.
Looking at what you've done, even if you're, doing any type of introspection, saying like, you know what? I grew from that. It's okay, and now I'm moving on.
No, I wouldn't call it forgiveness.
You wouldn't call it. You would just call it moving on.
Yeah. I would just call it.
Jeff just moves on.
That's it.
Okay.
That's
all right.
it. Not to say that nobody can't call
no,
it forgiveness.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. All right. My tip number 2 is, for me, I tell people when in a situation of where it's a relationship, because people are like, well, that's the main thing that people can't get past. When somebody else hurt them, they always like, well, I can't get past them, I'm hurting, and they did this and they did that. Like I said, you have to take your responsibility for the 50% in your mess. I tell people all the time, you either attract what you are or what you need in order to grow or change.
There you go.
And as much as people don't like to hear that, because people tell me all the time, like, well, that's not true because that's not who I am. Really? Then you have people that's always in the same constant situation over and over. And I kept asking myself the same thing. Why am I in the same, I'm in this cycle here. What's going on? I'm in this constant thing over and so I finally had to, again, reflect, go deep in and say, okay, what was my 50% in this mess? What did I do to cause me to be where I am right now? And sometimes the hardest thing you can do, as Truth stated, is being completely honest with yourself. We will lie to ourselves to make ourselves the victim. Some of us love being the victim, and we will stay in the victim place until the day we hit the ground. Instead of saying, you know what?
Pity party.
Right. Oh, yes. The pity pat party is real. And I used to hate when people be like, well, this one person said to me, are you having a pity pat party with yourself? That used to burn me up. That used to make me so angry. I'd be like, what are you talking about? This ain't no pity. That person did to me. I tell people, when you point your finger, you already know you got 3 pointing back at you. So what do you guys think? You think taking responsibility for your 50% of the mess is true?
Yeah.
Jeff said, yes.
I don't like to say the 50%. I just because, once you put numbers out there, people believe that they don't have to be 100% responsible.
I like
for
that. I like
the
that.
actions they put out there. I just want to say, take 50%, throw it out. Just be responsible for your actions.
Right.
Be 100%. There you go. Not but just be totally honest with yourself. Don't be like, well, I did that because. No, there is no because. I think "but if" is the two of the worst words in the dictionary. It's so, I don't want to hear "I did this because you did that." And I'm a firm believer, and I say this repeatedly over and over again about people giving power over themselves to other people. And the reason why I say that is your reaction is only because that person did something, so that person has power over you.
But wouldn't that be that 50%? That's your 50% that you input, right? I'm asking.
Well,
because wouldn't that be like I allowed you to get that was my portion.
That was my portion.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I allowed
that's
you
the
to
way I
get
was
that
saying.
on me. That was my portion.
I
For you
guess
wronging
if you
me.
want to, because here's my thing. I always say, to me, the best way to hurt someone is to leave them alone.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm with you on that.
I'm
Like,
saying,
you will be
100%.
amazed. And I tell the story all the time. Young lady, invited me over. Well, told me to come get my stuff just to catch her in the bed with someone. And because I didn't react the way she thought I would react, because I ain't rap tight, she totally, now she wants to, put her hands on me because I didn't react. I didn't want to fight this guy. Or because I didn't want to fight this guy, I didn't care for her as much as she thought I
Right.
did or whatever. Because I didn't jump on a guy because you were giving him something that belonged to you.
True indeed. Yeah.
So
Right.
that's one thing. Like, I'm not gonna give you power. I'm not saying I wasn't hurt. I'm not saying that it didn't bother me. What I'm
Right.
saying is, I'm not gonna let you take me out of my character, get locked up, go to jail, or whatever the situation may be, because it was something that you were wholeheartedly just giving to this gentleman.
True.
Right.
True indeed. I agree with that. I agree. Okay. I have, and this is in no order. This is why I'm saying no
Yes.
order in which
hit us with him.
this is just, I think, how you get to this level. For me, what I always tell people, you have to recognize what level of consciousness this person is operating in. And some people be like, well, what the hell does that mean? I'm like, people can only do with what they know. And so and for me, it's like, okay, where is this person at in life? What's their background? What's their history? Where are they coming from? And so you have to look at sometimes I'm just empathetic to that person who's trying to hurt me, because I'd be like, oh, they don't know no better. They just doing or operating with the best thing that they know. Like that's really the point. You can't get angry, because one of the African proverbs says, the one that angers you controls you.
There it goes with the control.
Yeah.
So once you take that away from them, you
Yeah.
just like, oh, you pity. Oh,
Yeah.
feel sad. Oh, baby, it'll be okay. I know you hate me today. I'll
Right.
see you tomorrow.
Right.
That's it. Yeah,
That'll
you're
hurt
right.
them worse
than
than
it
hitting
is.
them
There you go.
with a fucking Mack truck.
Right.
The fact that you actually took your power back and didn't react the way they wanted you to react. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just seeing where that person is and letting them stay there. Really, it's just like, okay, because people want 9 times out of 10 for you to have that reaction. They want you that's what people don't realize. And it was just when we were talking to my sister Queen Shaw 2 weeks ago, and she was just like, no, fuck that. I'm coming at you. I got to get what I need to say off my chest. I need you to understand what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, I get it, sister, because I was there too. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get my little 10 seconds of fame. I'm gonna tell you how I feel, and it don't work. That person wins. That's what people don't understand. That person wins when you keep giving them your energy.
Again, another problem. What people have to understand is we are different creatures. You have twins, you put them in different households, they're going to be two different people. The way you were raised and the way I was raised, what things I experienced in my lifetime, what things you experienced in your lifetime is totally different.
Right.
So you can't expect two people from different walks of life to see eye to eye on things. And that's why I tell people all the time, the best thing you can do is agree to disagree, which means I just needed you to understand calmly and politely my take on it. I heard yours, and that's the end of it. There is no, it is no. Okay, that's the way you see it? Okay, right, but this is the way I see it. We're cool? All right, enjoy your day.
You said, all right. So
Well, 'cause
No, seriously, because you're not going to go any
People-
further.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
People want you to see it their way, and that person's not going to because they're not you.
Right.
True indeed. True
They're
indeed.
not you.
True
Stop
indeed.
trying to make people see things the way you see it. Again, express yourself calmly. Because once you raise your voice, people stop paying attention. So raise, hey, this is the way I saw it, nice and calmly. What way do you see it? Okay, fine. I understand now. And you go on. Again, you have to have that person see it your way. No, you don't always have. There's no right. There's no wrong. And I think that's the biggest thing, the problem there.
True.
The right and wrong. Because I didn't get my stuff off, I'm right or I'm wrong. Or I got it off like your friend said, so now I'm good. Because I got it off my chest. Now I'm right. No, you agitated the
You
hell out yourself.
right, and
now
you
you
giving
got your
that
blood
person-
pressure up, your
Right.
head popping.
Yes,
You trying to
Lord.
go straight to the liquor store or whatever and shit. You call the weed man 5,000 times and shit, whatever the situation may
I
be.
cannot. Did you say the weed man?
Yeah.
Why I gotta be the weed man?
Straight on delivery, nigga.
There you
But
go.
yeah, it's true. You can't give people that energy. That's why people don't understand. Like when you constantly talking about a person, or when you constantly keep bringing up a situation, you are giving that person energy. You are giving them life. The best thing you can do is disassociate yourself from them and give them their time and space for the universe or God or whomever to work it out. But another thing that I tell people, especially again in certain relationships, even daddy daughter, daddy son, mama daughter, those situations, I tell people the first thing I always look at is hurt people. And that is probably one of the strongest statements that I've ever come across. People don't realize people that go out to hurt people, they hurting. That's why they want to hurt. When people don't hurt, when people are loved and they love themselves, they want to love. But when they hurting, they gonna hurt other people. That is like as old as, well, I can't say as old as time itself because time doesn't really exist. Okay, but it's as old as we are. How about that? That's an even better one. I like that analogy better. But yeah, so it's like, let that person has to go heal somewhere. And you just have to realize, like, they hurting. Again, operating at the level of consciousness that they know. So do you guys agree? Hurt people hurt people?
I agree with you. I mean, hands down, hurt people do hurt people. Damn, you snuck up on me. What the?
Just quick
hurt
with
people, yeah. Hurt people do hurt people. If you hold on to that, you want to be vindicated. You want people to feel your pain that you have inside. When you let it go, you just, not necessarily that you'll be loving. I mean, if you're full with love, yeah, you're just going to spread it. But if you just null and void, then you're going to spread that too.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, the baby's died. Who gives a fuck? So I got to go eat some chicken.
Black
Whatever the case is, or,
people in the chicken, right? There's got to be chicken.
Watermelon juice.
I
So,
can't. I really can't. I can't.
What you going to say, Truth?
It's again, I'm just more lines of stop giving the power. Stop, just stop. But
I'm gonna ask you a question though, Truth.
Agile.
Look at her. She was like, I'm going to ask.
Where? Because we all know your track record. So
don't have
obviously there was some hurt going on with you. Where do you think your
my mother.
situation with?
My
Huh?
mother hands down.
So you had the
That's-
mommy issues. Okay.
Nah, that's beyond. Like, when you have a damn near seven figures money that walks off, and the word said to you is it's gone. I constantly, repeatedly, with the situation, my mother loved her to death, still love her, but she loved money more than she loved me. And because she loved money more than she loved me, she would do any and everything to get the money. Whether it's take the money I was receiving from my father's retirement, any money that I was bringing in the house from working, money from my lawsuit, it was just take. She never gave me or allowed me the opportunity to be free or to experience life the right way. It was always the angry way. So what I wound up attracting is women that would hurt me because the closest woman to me, who was my mother, hurt me. This woman put me in the streets for what, $20?
But in turn, then you became that hurtful person as well.
Oh no, I didn't. I became blunt honest. And what happens is a lot of people say they want the truth. Just tell me the truth and everything be right. Bullshit.
Yeah, I had to learn that the hard way myself.
People ain't ready for that shit.
Bullshit. Like
Most people aren't.
That's why they lie.
can't.
Like, yeah, baby, you looking beautiful.
I can't. Why you gotta go to that though? Why that gotta be the
looking
go-to?
awesome. That big toe, baby.
And it is. I think people prefer to be lied to. They don't want to hear the truth because when they hear the truth, they get offended. They feel some type of way. They're mad at you. They're angry with you. You don't care. You don't love because you told them the truth. But I'm telling you exactly what you told me you wanted, and that was the truth. It got to a point to of course, in the beginning stages, I would. I could snot bubble cry right now if I was going to get some ass. That's just the stage I went through. But it got to a point to which, it's got to a point. See me in action, man. It just got to a point to it just got to a point to where it was just more lines of, you know what, I'm going to do it the right way. And because I fear karma. I fear the hell out of it. And I said, as long as I'm honest with these women, whatever situation it becomes of it is their fault. I'm totally clear of any wrongdoing. So, yes, in the beginning stages, my issues with my mother made me a bad person, but for the majority of it, no.
It made you who you are now.
Exactly.
You would never be this way without that pain.
Exactly, and
you
that's
take
right.
the pain and give me my fucking money back.
Whatever.
He's like, screw that experience. Screw that experience. I'd rather
fuck
have my
that
money.
shit. Let me experience other things.
Right.
What it does is, like, with me is my anybody who knows me, really, really knows me, not just pass by or whatever, they know I could give two shits about money. I could
Right,
care.
as far as spending it is
Spend it, like,
concerned.
I could
right.
I'll give someone my last dollar. That's just the type of person I am. But I don't judge money the way other people do because, you know, it got to a point to where I felt that I had to spend it because someone was going to take it.
Right,
'Cause
right.
that's all I experienced. And then someone, young lady picture I just showed you, explained to me how to refocus that and start to hold on to money and do right things with it. And that's when GS Radio came about. Okay, I have this money. I want to put it in behind something that I believed in, you know, and I started doing better things and right things with it.
Do you think, I mean, for everyone listening, like, do you think that it's harder to forgive mommy, daddy, yourself, or relationship hurts? Like, what do you think? Like,
I
is
think
the
it's hard to forgive, period.
Because that's what I'm about to say.
I'll
Do you
say
think any
period.
of
There's
them is greater than the other?
No, because some people value relationships more than mommy, daddy.
That
You
is
get what
true.
I'm saying? Like, I've been in
You
love.
ain't
and
smacking
I've-
mommy
yeah,
ass,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Hope not.
Ooh, if I could, ooh. You know.
You never know, but I think some people value certain relationships at different levels. So you can't really just compare mommy, daddy. So it's relationships general. Whatever relationship with your girl, whatever relationship with your parents, brother, sibling.
I don't know. I'm sitting up here thinking to myself, like, I don't know. I think I've been hurt more in relationships than I ever was by my daddy issues or mommy. Because I'm trying to think of many
Right.
times.
Whatever
like,
you
I
hold
don't know.
to
I
the
think it was
dearest.
You look
greater.
at it from this standpoint because we're both honest about our sexual abusings.
Right.
That falls on our parents.
I don't think so.
And the reason why for me, I say that is allowing us, whether they were aware of not, to be in that position. And I always say from day one, no child belongs in nobody's fucking lap. You know, certain things shouldn't occur. You should get people not comfortable with doing certain things. But it's just part of what you need and how you have to do. I think a lot of parents fall into that notion that they still have a life once that sperm penetrates that egg. Your life as an individual is over. There is no, I need time to myself. I want to go out. I haven't been out in so long.
I disagree with that though, because if we actually followed the laws of community the way that our infrastructure was from the very beginning, going back to ancient times, where you could leave your child with the community and go out and have fun and do things and come back and your child be okay. I mean,
That's
who-
a community and raise a child.
And year
Yeah.
two.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying 2016 and year 2 are totally different.
yeah, but we wasn't in 2016. We were back in 1979 and
Right,
1970,
it
wherever you
stopped
was.
happening way
Yeah.
before then. Those
Yeah.
day and ages, yes, you can do that. The day and
Right.
ages when we grow up, and I'm 42, I don't care. I ain't ashamed to say my age. But my age and before that,
Right.
you are aware. This is when uncles were impregnating their nieces. And especially in the black community, it was what stays in his house. What happens in his house stays in his house. There's so much, especially in the South area, a lot of them things, cousins with cousins,
Yeah, it was
and,
happening.
and a lot of
Oh,
these
yeah,
shits
I mean,
was
but that-
happening,
we all know
and
that
you
came
were
from the
brushing it up under the rug.
PTSS.
Right, brushing under the rug instead of confronting it and making it known. So once we started doing that, that totally changed. And once you're aware that things are going on, then no, you don't leave your child. Fuck party. I'm good.
Right.
You know what I mean? My partying ain't worth my fucking child getting a little child getting a full grown man dick shoved up the fucking ass. There's no partying, liquor in the world worth that.
No, nobody's. I mean, when you put it in comparison to what I rather go party or have my child being
That's what it
molested,
is.
I mean, no,
No,
but it's not
when
that.
you
That's
have
not in your
how is
mind.
it? If you have a child,
That's
if
not what
you're
you're thinking.
putting your child in the trust of this person, whether you know them or not, or you once you leave your child, whether you know them or not, you giving that power to that individual who's watching your child.
Sure
So
indeed.
any and everything that happens to your child is on you.
I don't think so. I can't say as a parent and being a single parent and being in that situation where guess what? I wanted to go out. I needed a breather. I needed a timeout for my own self, or I might hurt somebody or hurt her. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
I'm like, I can't say that. I can't sit up here and say like I never deserve to go out or have some fun. Can't do that. It should be okay for you to leave your child with family members
Hold
that
up.
you're supposed
What
to trust.
should
That's
be,
because
and
for
what's
mine.
actually
Hold on.
But for my case,
It's two
mine
different
wasn't the
things.
grown adults. It was the children.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
it was the children. It wasn't the adults. It was the children of the adults who were the ones who molested and raped me. So it wasn't like you can't leave them with your cousins. Like when your mama, you go to a family function, your mama say, "Hey, go play with your cousins and them." That's when it happened to me. So in that case, you still gonna say it's mama's fault, even though mama is there. But you go upstairs to that bedroom and all hell breaks
What
loose.
Truth is saying, mama should took responsibility to be just bright and be aware. If I left you in the hands of X, whoever X is, uncle, cousin, Mr. Rogers from next door, you know, whoever
And I'm
X
trying
is.
to tell you that mama for me was downstairs, but when she tell you to go play with Ray
but
Ray
he's
and
saying
them,
No, I
mama should
understand.
take responsibility
Right.
when situation happen.
I do it even better. The first time you had a boy over your house, your mother probably went to your motherfucking door 400 times.
true.
Walk by, exactly. So
Right.
again,
So she taking responsibility.
she took
of,
responsibility when you had a boy.
You ain't gonna be fucking in there just under my
Right.
house while I'm
The
aware
same
of it.
responsibility that was taken, it should be taken the same way. Okay, I sent my child over there. I need to go check up and make sure everything's going all right,
Right.
with my child. And I'm not saying you, I'm talking about my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Playing cards, drinking, and all other shit was way more important than paying attention to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I got fucking raped by a male and a fucking female. So imagine how fucking confused my ass is.
Well, exactly. I mean, mine was the same way too. But again, for my case, mama had to go to work. Okay, mama work nights trying to make sure that everybody was eating in
Absolutely.
the home.
Absolutely.
And so
No,
when
yeah,
mama
you-
went to work, all hell broke loose. She left us in the care of older cousin who did all types of things. So,
Yeah, you
so in
ain't
that
lying.
case, I can't sit up here and come back and be like, you know, it was my mama's fault because she had to go work something. She had to go work her job. It was her responsibility. You know, she did the best that she could.
Right.
And you know what? She didn't know that some sick, twisted person she was leaving me in the hands of. And when she came back, none of us ever said anything.
Right.
So she didn't know. So I mean, I think
They wore good masks.
the experience
Put on
is
good
very.
shows and where everything's good.
Yeah.
Hey, love you. Soon as she closed the door. now
Yeah,
go,
as soon as
baby,
you close the door.
Go take a shower. Wash
It
it
was
good.
crazy. Yeah.
Right.
It was like, yeah, it was really crazy. But again, I was able to forgive them in that situation because I realized, even though at the time I'm like 5 or 6, you know, to me they're like 13. So to me they were like adults.
Right.
You know, they were grown people. But I had to realize as I got older, like these were children. They were children too, and obviously, if they were doing these things to me, it had to be done to them. You know,
Right. So
children
let me
emulate
shove
what they
something in your
see.
ass and see how you fucking feel.
Right.
I go fuck how old you are right now. Come on, let's go.
No, that's not what I.
Bend over, Johnny. Go ahead, let's hear that.
That is not what I just said.
55 years old and all. Let's go.
No,
But I understand what you're
no,
saying.
I had to look at them that they were.
Fuck how old you are.
I can't.
Let's go to the store together and pick one out for you.
What color you want, nigga?
I'll
I'm not
forgive the
dealing with
shit
him.
out of you right then and there.
I'm not. doing
Nah, I
But no,
understand
I mean,
what
but I
you're
think
saying.
that's a part of forgiveness. Again,
Right.
knowing where that hurt came from a person,
Absolutely.
is important to,
Absolutely.
you know, in the way of forgiving.
Absolutely.
I don't even know where I was at with Michael because we didn't went so.
Well, put your phone on it so the paper won't fly.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You know, I didn't even think about that. Bam, there we go.
A little higher so it won't
Yeah,
fly.
exactly. Someone flap up.
Oh,
Look-
wait.
look
at that.
okay.
Good job.
Boom, there we go.
Wow.
To the right. Yay!
What you got for us?
Forgiveness is about you and not them. I think that's another important step. Understanding, really, and overstanding that forgiving that person has nothing to do with you, and I mean with them, and everything to do with you. Look at you, like he laughing, like
I agree
everybody.
with him, and I just looked at his face. I agree with him.
What do you
on
mean?
that.
Y'all don't
Finish your
believe
point.
that?
What you saying? You know?
Oh.
You got more? Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't get that at first either, because like I said, my mother used to tell me that all the time, and I'd be like, well, how do you figure that it's for me and not for them? Like, if I forgive them, then that means that they think they didn't got away with whatever hurt that they've done. No, because at the end of the day, they are going to suffer in their own way, because karma, like you said, Drew, karma is real.
Totally
It's
agree.
coming back to them in some way, shape, form, or
So-
fashion.
and come back
So
10 times
forgiving them
forward.
is releasing yourself of that energy. That's what it does. Yes, it does. It releases you because trust me, I know it. Like I said, I
here's
had
the
to forgive a
thing.
few situations.
You could verbally say you forgive someone and not really forgive them. So what I'm saying
But that's on an individual basis.
As long as you yourself are cool with the situation, like I said, how we could, openly talk about our past situations.
Exactly.
Now, it means more that I can as long as I can say to myself, I'm good. I could care less me going to that individual and saying you good.
Nobody said nothing about
bringing kind of joy to me because I forgive. No, I'm good with it. Fuck forgiveness. I'm good with what happened with me, and I'm good enough to where I know that I'm not going to do what happened to me to someone else because that's the biggest thing in the world. People are so worried about, well, like you said, that thing you happened to them, so they're going to continue to do it.
Right,
and then those people are going to continue to do it. Sooner or later, someone has to stop that.
So let me ask you this question. So if you seen that perpetrated to this day, would you still be angry? Would something up in your spirit be at an unrest and be like, yeah, I know what you did to me. I remember. Would you still be there with it?
The female I've seen recently, the male I haven't, but to me right now, I could care less.
But that's not what I asked you. Would you still be angry if you saw them?
So he's saying no.
No.
He let it go.
So then that's my thing. Then there has to be a
you're
level
saying-
of forgiveness.
But
Yes,
you're
there
asking
is.
for forgiveness to the. I don't.
No, you
Here's
forgive
thing.
the whole
I'm-
situation. In order
I'm
for you
good with
to
it.
release
It's
it
not
and
like
be
saying
good,
I'm sitting there saying that what you did to me is okay.
nobody
The way you
said
held
it is
me,
okay.
the way you caressed me, the way you made me feel
Nobody
like
said
I was
okay,
No, but what I'm saying
good
is
or
with
bad,
me,
wrong or right.
the fact that I say to myself, I'm good, I don't have to confront those people.
I didn't say anything about confronting them.
Well,
I
you
didn't-
have to confront them. If you want to forgive someone,
No, you don't.
You want them to be forgiven,
No,
you
you
have
don't.
to confront them.
No, you don't.
You
don't
can't
have
sit there
to
and
tell-
say in the mirror, I forgive you, June Bob.
Yes, you can. Because you're releasing this energy. You releasing those thoughts. You're releasing those feelings. The
Right,
anger
but then as
that
soon
you
as
have
you said
within you.
Junebug, that
No.
feeling comes back.
No, it does. That's what I'm saying. That's how you know you have forgiven. Because
Okay,
if you
I
can
feel
be
you.
in the vicinity of that person and have no anger towards them, you have forgiven them. It ain't about you. Oh, I'm good, but I'm still smiling at you though. Like, no, you have to have forgiven that person. You cannot be in the vicinity of someone that has hurt you and have no feelings whatsoever and say, no, but I ain't forgave him. Then guess what? Then you still angry. You still holding on to that guilt and that
give you
shame
that.
and that animosity towards that person.
I get a motherfuckers a
not
high five
possible.
right now.
Exactly. I mean, you like, I'm over it. I've got. He said a high five.
Send your motherfucking grown ass daughters this way.
I can't.
Oh,
See, look at him.
My
See,
nigga.
and they ain't forgave shit. I'm like, I can't with him.
I ain't say what. That's
What was your
forgiveness right
perspective,
there.
Jeff?
To me, I don't think it's for that person. I think I don't think it's for that person. I do believe it's for yourself.
That's what I
So
said.
have your own. Did you? I thought
you said
the
you didn't
opposite.
agree with me. No.
No, I thought you said the opposite.
No, that's what I
She
said.
said the opposite is for the person and not
No.
No,
for.
she said that way.
She said it was for the person.
No, I said it's for you and not the person.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the opposite.
No.
Sorry. Yeah, but yeah, it's mostly for yourself. I mean, you can't have that headache, that animosity. It's on your head. Mm-hmm. I'm not on that old spirituality stuff. Not saying it don't exist, but to me, you hold that shit in your head, then you'll never focus on any other task in your life.
Mm-hmm.
When you see that person, you will go off task. Mm-hmm. And whatever that task is, walking your dog, change your baby's diaper, fucking breathing, you're going to flip out when you see him. Seriously, you're going to be like, oh, that motherfucker, in 88, he fucking blah, 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 you
Right.
know? And there were people that I had animosity to, and when I became older, in my late 20s, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Just let it go. And I focused on other things, you know, and to that point, I really didn't care if karma came back around to them. But I null and void people.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're successful. I don't care if they're failing. It's just a black hole to me. What happens in that part of the darkness of the world ain't affecting me.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I don't have any hatred. I can see him. I can hug him. I don't need to give him a high five. I can hit,
But
know,
you
whatever.
can hug him, though, but no high
I
five.
can hug him, kiss him, love him, squeeze him. And you know, a lot of them were family to me.
Right.
That, and I'm just like, hey, you
Exactly.
wronged me. I'm not holding it against you. I don't have no resentment. We can go hang out. We can go catch a beer. We can go do what the fuck ever. And I'm not sitting there like I'm about to backstab this nigga and whatever.
Right.
But no, it's just that I don't have any ill will towards them. But it's like, okay, you doing you, I'm doing me. The world's going as they go. Have a good day.
Yeah, and that's important. But a lot of us have not gotten to that point in our lives that we can really have that conversation with ourselves and realize that, listen, again, going back to what you said, control. That person still has some control over you. If your body functions get all out of whack when getting into the same vicinity of this person, they still are controlling you. People are angry. They be like, nah, fuck that. You know, I ain't
Sometimes that's
that
what they
person.
want, though.
Exactly.
And that's what you never really realize.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation may have been,
Yeah.
whether it be a sexual, whether it been picking on, or they did X, Y, Z, but to get a hold of you, and in fact, they can still get a hold of you
Yes.
without even doing that one particular thing.
Yes.
In their back of in their subconscious, they're actually winning.
They're
like,
yes.
got him. I still got this
exactly.
nigga.
Yes.
You know, and when you let that shit go, they may lose to a point.
They lose power.
Yeah, they just like,
They lose all power. They're like,
okay.
you're not hurting no more. You're not angry at me. They don't know what the hell to do with that.
But at that point, that's when you move on.
Yeah.
Because if you're not looking for retaliation, which would be a part of anger, you know, you just like, yeah, no, you dead? All right, nigga, you alive? I thought you died in 86. Nigga, all right, Merry Christmas, bye. You know, it's just a stranger. That's the point.
He said, "This is
It's just a stranger.
You still alive?
That bum died? I was going to get that nigga my donut.
Okay.
You know, whatever it is. But,
Really?
yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm warped.
Okay, lastly, now I know y'all probably gonna pick this one all apart. You're gonna be like, oh hell no, ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But I'm gonna take it a step further when you see people that are truly at peace, in life. I'm like, if you truly have love in your heart, you will forgive. See, I already knew. See, wait, let me finish. Let me finish. Because I tell people this is where your Bible comes in for most of the Christians in the world. Y'all always want to talk about how you emulating Jesus. What is it? What would Jesus do? Jesus forgave all, loved all in all situations and in everything.
Nah, that nigga disappeared. It didn't come back yet. That's what the fuck he did. Nigga, that's what the fuck. Still waiting for that nigga.
So
that's what the fuck
I can't.
doing.
So, I mean, if you're following him the way that you say, he was all about love at the end of the day, no matter what. I mean, and people say to me all the time, well, Jesus forgives you no matter what. You got to love like Jesus loved. And they the main ones, hypocrite.
Well, that's not what the Bible says.
It wasn't love, it was forgiveness.
But you have to love.
But forgiveness
you gonna tell me that Jesus wasn't love?
Got many arguments in
you
Sunday
saying to me
school.
Jesus
God
wasn't love?
was love. Jesus was recognition of the man's interpretation and to forgive your enemy.
Okay.
But forgiving isn't loving. You can forgive somebody. It don't mean you want to go, come on, baby, let me love you, or whatever it is. You just like, I accept what you did and I moved on. I'm not going to retaliate.
He's like, and I'm not going to.
I mean, you're not sitting there like, can't wait to get this motherfucker back.
I don't know. Again, hey, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a little different. I'm like, I'm still loving them. I still have love for all the people that hurt me in any type of way. It is what it is. Because I'm just like, you know what? I have that peace within me, and I still want the best for them. I mean, if they needed me today, I would still be there to help them. To me, that is the true essence of who we're supposed to be as beings: love and forgiveness. That's the two things that Jesus talked about all throughout the Bible. Love and forgiveness. They go hand in hand. They're hand in hand, especially if you want the same thing in return. I think if you truly love, then you need to get to that place where you can still forgive them and have love for them.
Forgive those who are willing and wanted to be forgiven. As it kills me when people stand in that pulpit and butcher that book up. Where it says, because it tells you, don't come to me and ask for forgiveness for something.
Don't even know
LeBron James. Everybody got a version.
Yeah, it's saying, don't come to me and ask for forgiveness until you're really ready to be forgiven. So that means don't run to church on Sunday after you didn't went and had, double penetration and run to church and ask for forgiveness, and then 2 weeks later,
you always got to be actuated.
Why is it always got to be the anal with him?
Nigga, the baby was born. It was an asshole open.
Yeah, it's
what,
just,
nigga? What?
Nah, it's because to me, it's like I've seen it many times. Like, I was raised in the church. I was beaten to go to church. My grandfather was a preacher. My uncle was a preacher. Closest people to me was a preacher. And the most horrifying sight to me in the world was two of the young pastors there talking about what train they were going to run or what girls in the church.
Mm-hmm.
You got to lead your flock, my nigga.
Yeah, they were leading them. Yeah, so again, I'm saying
What you want me to
it
say?
tells you to forgive those who are willing to be wanted to be forgiven.
Right.
Come to me when you are really serious about kicking that habit, not hitting that person or whatever situation it is. When you're really ready, come to me and I will forgive you.
It's not about that. It's about forgiving that person, whether or not they come to you, whether or not they.
No, I'm talking about him. You talking about Jesus?
Oh, he's
as
talking about the guy himself.
the
but,
God
yeah.
himself, Jesus, the people you look
Exactly.
When- yeah.
No, that is not true. That is not true. The people that crucified him, okay, they didn't get a chance to come to him and say, you know what, Jesus, we didn't mean what we did. You know, we forgive. No,
No,
he
one of them
forgave
actually
them.
did.
He said, forgive those, for they know not what they do.
The guy who touched his feet.
That's
did,
exactly what
asked
he
for
said. Yes, but
forgiveness.
he said, forgive them for, he said, God, forgive them
I'm
for
talking
they
about
know
the
not what they
gentleman
do.
individual you were talking about, the one
Who?
who touched Jesus' feet.
I mean, I
forgot
wasn't
what
talking
the
about no
gentleman name.
individual. I said
You
Jesus
said the people
in
who hung him
general.
didn't. The
Right,
people who put him on that cross
exactly.
didn't.
That was one person who asked him, but he said in general, forgive them, not him, them. You automatically are supposed to forgive. If you have this type of love and understanding and of all these things that we talked about, all these keys to forgiveness, then you have no problem with it. You just be like, you know what? They ain't functioning properly, or I know their background, or you know what, hurt people. They function in the best way they can.
Isn't that
You-
similar to the whole, fool me once, and then, because I would say
It's
the
parallel.
difference between,
It's parallel.
stupidity and ignorance is when it happens more than
More
once.
than one time. Yeah.
Well, what does that have to do with forgiveness?
It's pretty much a similar thing. It's like, again, you can't say to me, all right, forgive me for putting my
First.
hands on you, and then 2 weeks later I put my hands right back on you.
Yeah, but if you still stay your behind in that situation, then again, there go that responsibility you got to take on.
That's the fool me once. So, not the fool me once. The second time, pretty much the gist of it is, okay, the first time you attacked me, okay, that was you wronging me. The second time, I allowed you. That was me taking, I allowed you to do it, and I knew your ass was going to
Yeah,
do it.
but most people
again.
don't see it that way. They be like,
No,
well,
I
he
know, but
said
that's the
that,
gist. That's
right.
why I say it's parallel.
I don't know whether that has to do with the fool me once or fool me twice thing. I mean, I'm just talking about you just supposed to forgive because you're supposed to forgive. That's just the way it is. If God, your God, or your Jesus, the way I said, people always say, forgives you no matter what. You're supposed to be the same way in turn. If you have this type level of understanding or understanding of people.
Why should you want to be forgiven?
Why should you want to be forgiven?
I'm just putting that out there. Why, from a perspective, why are we allowing people to, I guess, control how we go about our normal business days or any kind of day at all because we're looking or expecting someone to forgive something?
I'm not understanding your
Like,
question.
why should this person forgiveness affect my day? Whether it's a good day or bad day, okay, this person didn't say they're sorry yet, so I can't go outside this way.
Well, that's
Or
what I'm saying.
This person said sorry, so now I can get up out the bed and walk with my head held high.
Right, but either way, you're not supposed to wait on somebody to
But
say
and
that
that's
they're
what I'm
sorry.
saying. You're giving, again, that person all the power because that person's
Right.
controlling what you do and how they do with the
But
words
it's about
that they speak.
forgiving yourself.
I think
That's where the
what he
forgiveness
say
is.
is if you don't forgive yourself, can you still operate at this great level? So if you're not sitting out there, I forgive Uncle Blah for doing this, whether you said it to Uncle Blah or whether you said it, and you forgave him, can you still function properly? Like, it's not going to stop
As
you
I
from
said,
doing
I
anything.
haven't said I forgive you to any of these people that
No,
they
not
did
not
to-
physically said it, but just the act of you doing it to yourself.
Yeah, but it's the release.
all.
Yeah, you have had an internal conversation with yourself in some type of way. It just don't magically disappear unless your brain did.
So you
Your
forgive,
brain
but you
is-
don't forget.
No, I mean, because your thoughts you never forget, whether it's in the back of your memory bank or you don't forget. They're always stored in there. I mean, you can't forget unless something happens to you physically, to your brain, and all of a sudden the thoughts just go out of the way. But you never forget. But those thoughts don't hurt you anymore. Those thoughts don't have any negative effect upon you. That is the difference. I can sit up here and talk about that. So people are like, oh my gosh, like you talk about it, or like you're smiling, or you're laughing, or like, how do you get past the hurt? Why are you not torn? I'm like, because I love me, and everything that happened to me helped me to be who I am right now. So of course I'm gonna smile. It's not about like, oh, so you're saying like you liked what? No, it's not about me liking the act of which I like the effect of what happened, who I am now. Those things made me who I am today. So it's like I have a certain level of gratefulness for the experience of it, not the pain, not the hurt. Yes, you do have to have a certain level of respect for it because out of that pain is where you grew. And some people are like, that's just crazy. I'm like, no. It makes perfectly good sense. Just think about all the situations where you've been hurt. Did you not grow? Like if your mama tell you, hey, that stove is hot, and your ass go put your hand on that stove and you get burned, you be like, you know what? I ain't gonna do that no more. Why? So you have to have a certain level of respect to say like, you know what? Because I put my hand on that stove when mama said it was hot before, I will never do it again. So it's just that type of thinking. It's about how you look at things, your perception of your experiences. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Hopefully,
I feel you.
I cleared that up. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Good. I'm like, any last words from the pulpit over there?
Again, be honest with yourself. Don't allow someone else to, hold power over you. Come to terms with yourself. Be able to still hold your head high. Don't allow yourself to become a hostage waiting for someone to say something that may never come.
I like that. Chef? Last will and testament.
Heavenly Father would be that name. No,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Forgiving, it's all for yourself, man. You can't hold on to a lot of hate and expect to grow as a person. You don't need to necessarily hear it from the person or say it to the person. You just got to let it go. If or not, you'll never grow. And everybody approved the point. Everything you said have come back to full circle. Everything domino effects. It plays off of each other. If you don't let it go, you'll never grow.
Hey, I like that. You
Great.
don't let it go, you
Great.
never grow.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm like, and on that note, I mean, do I really need to say anything else? I think he kind of hit the nail on the head. I like that. I love all of you. Despite everything, I'm going to always love, 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 love. So peace, love, and light.
I'm stepping out risky, yeah.